Hello and welcome back to the Bad Back Gardener. In today's video we're going to be planting green beans. I'm going to start by making my bean trellis between this bed and this bed. It's going to be like almost like a tent. You can walk through it. The beans will, when it grows, the beans hang down in the middle, make it easier to pick. You can reach through and pick on the other side too. But we'll start out with that. I got an old frame that I've been using for years. I'm going to put that up. There's nails on the top board that I tie string into, and then I'll put some PVC in the bottom and I'll loop it between the two, and so I use strings to make the frame of it, and then the pole beans that I plant will grow right up the strings and kind of make almost like a big tent. So we'll get started with that. So I got these two boards here, and I got one screw up here, and that's how I go from one side to the other. Take that, push that in there, try and get it close to the middle as I can here, and once I do that, I'll pound some stakes in so I can tie it off so it don't go anywhere. Now I'll take my other one. Spread it out on this side. Now I'll take my top brace, the one with the screws in it, and I'll put it across the top here. You can see it's got screws in it. This actually is broken at one time, and I've had to screw it together and shorten it. I can make it a little longer if I need it to be, but this should fit in here now. Just like that. I'm going to tie her off here. Okay, we got that tied off. I may tie a little bit, put another string on each side. But now I'm going to drive some stakes in alongside of here to keep it supported this way. That's pretty good. Nice and tight, and now I'll run the PVC across the bottom here, and we'll run our strings up and down the whole way across. One. Okay, now we'll start stringing up and down, as you will see. Okay, that's one side done, and now we'll start on the other side here. Okay, now when I pound the PVC pipe in a little tighter, that will tighten this all up. It'll pull it down some and tighten it all in. So we'll try and pound it in here now. Okay, that sets the trellis all up. Now we can get to planting the beans here. I'm going to plant two different kinds of beans. One down on this side and then one up on this side. But these are actually, this is a red noodle, whole bean. And this is a Oriental Wonder pole bean. This one's a reddish purple bean, and this one's a green bean. These are extra long beans. They can get anywhere from 18 inches, 10 to 18 inches long, and they stay kind of like pencil size. So they're real nice until they get real old, and then if they left on the vine, then they'll get real big, and the beans will start getting bigger. But they stay pretty. If you pick them when they're skinny, they keep producing. These will produce till fall if I keep them picked. If you let them go for a couple weeks and don't pick them, they kind of tend to think their job's done and they'll stop producing as much. But if you keep them picked, last year I kept them picked and they produced up until I was picking beans in November still. So, which is real nice to have fresh beans in November. So we'll plant. We're going to do the red down here. And the green up here. We're going to put them about 1 to 2 inches deep. And try and keep them around 1, but 1 to 2 inches is good. And space them about 3 inches apart. And I'll probably do a zigzag so I get more bean space coming up. Going to add some slow release fertilizer here around them. The other one I planted them in, then mixed it in, but this one I'm going to mix it in first. Okay, that's going to do it for the planting of the green beans. I got my trellis up and the beans in. I'll give them a good watering, and we'll go from there, get them growing. Thanks for watching, and if your back ain't hurting, you ain't working.